The Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana is demanding an explanation from the government regarding delays in the Pwalugu Multipurpose Dam project and the payment of $11.9 million to the contractor despite no progress on work. The project, launched by President Akufo-Addo in November 2019, was intended to be completed in 48 months. It includes a 60-megawatt hydroelectric dam, a 50-megawatt solar plant, and a reservoir to control flooding and irrigate 25,000 hectares of farmland, expected to reduce rice imports by 16% and also increase maize production by 49,000 tons annually. Citi News' Christopher Kevin Asima has more in the following report.
On November 29, 2019, President Akufo-Addo and Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia led a group of government appointees to commence construction of the Pwalugu Multipurpose Dam project. The project, estimated to cost $993 million, was touted as the largest investment any government has ever injected into infrastructure expansion in the northern sector of the country. The project construction was to be funded with a loan from China, and it was expected to take about 3 years to complete. The dam was to be built near the Pwalugu Bridge on the White Volta River with a maximum reservoir of 350 kilometers and improve farming irrigation in local communities in the farming area and enhance water supply in the north. The irrigation scheme was to cover an area of 25,000 hectares. Most importantly, the multipurpose dam, when completed, would also help mitigate perennial flooding in parts of the north along the White Volta River due to the spillage of the Burkina Faso Bagre Dam. However, almost 5 years after the sword-cutting ceremony, work on the project has not started and contractor has vacated the site. Immediate past Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University for Development Studies and Vice Chancellor of the Miller Institute for Transdisciplinary and Development Studies, Professor David Miller, and consultant of the Pwalugu Dam project, has been speaking to Citi News on the economic benefit of the project.
The water after irrigation can be used by farmers in the Savannah region, in Brong-Ahafo region, in Oti, the northern part of Oti, the northern part of Brong-Ahafo, and Upper West. So it would inure to the benefits of 7 regions, but all other 6 regions will be beneficiaries of the displacements that will occur in Upper East region. So it's a massive project. The initial pronouncement is that it will turn the north around. It is not going to turn only the north around. It's going to turn 7 regions around. And the impact is huge. It's beyond just here. And even then, there are additional flows that would go as far as to the bigger dams like Akosombo and so on and so forth. So it is as big as that.
Despite the lack of fiscal work done, the Bank of Ghana released $11.9 million to the contractor in 2021 as the final payment for the project.
I thought probably before payments are made, contractors present certificates. Because when you get to Pwalugu, there's nothing there. There's not even a pole. There's not even a signboard. And if the contractor is taking $11 million, there's nothing. There is no even a what do we call it, like a container. You can't even see the project site. So what certificate was presented before this money was paid? That's my question.
It says final payment. Now, the honorable member is saying that there's nothing at that site. I'm sure when he did the audit, you saw something.
Honorable Chair, Controller instructed them to pay, and they paid. We are not aware whether the project has been completed or there's nothing ongoing.
It was later clarified that the payment was for mobilization. Auditors revealed that they were instructed to authorize this payment. The minority in Parliament raised serious concerns about the Pwalugu Multipurpose Dam project, alleging the lack of development despite $12 million already spent. They called for an investigation and prosecution of persons involved in the deal. The Ghana Irrigation Development Authority, GIDA, defended the $12 million paid to the contractor, Messer Power Construction Corporation of China, for the Pwalugu Multipurpose Irrigation Dam project. In a statement on May 28th, GIDA clarified that this payment was part of the contract terms, requiring an amount of 11.9 million mobilization fee once the contractor provided an advance payment guarantee from a reputable bank. GIDA also indicated that the contractor had delivered pre-construction documents and completed some physical works, such as camp and access roads. Citi News visited the 3 locations involved in the project: Pwalugu in the Talinsi district in the Upper East region, and Kurugu and Sariba in the West Mampusi municipality in the Northeast region, where the contractor has set up camp for the construction. They found that all equipment and materials have been evacuated. The Kurugu site has been taken over by weeds. The contractor has completely evacuated, and what is left are small heaps of sand, stones, a few blocks with no sign of recent activity. At Sariba, where there was initially a huge presence of the contractor's equipment for the hydro component of the proposed dam, the site was abandoned. Dr. Charles Nyaba, the executive director of the Peasant Farmers Association, expressed disappointment in both the government and the contractor for abandoning the project. He urged the government to prioritize the project, ensure the contractor returns to site, and expedite its completion to enable year-round farming.
Last 3 weeks, we got the news that 11.9 million had already been paid to the contractors. When this news was break, in fact, our members were so disappointed because we are not interested in anything. We want to see a project. So if you spend $11.9 million and we cannot even boast of 100,000 construction done at the site, what do you take us for? So for farmers, we are just looking for the way forward. But the message we can convey to GIDA or whoever is responsible is that there should be value for money. We didn't launch the project for mobilization. We launched the project to construct a dam. So if there's no dam and there's no sign that dam is being constructed and we have to spend 11.9 million, what do you take the farmers for?
Professor David Miller emphasizes that the project is an important one and must be continued.
Since independence, it was very clear that it's a project on the drawing board that must happen. So it's not that it's new and therefore people are wondering whether it should or it shouldn't. I think it should, and it's getting too late to be realized. But whatever happens, I believe strongly that anybody who wants to make an impact on agriculture, and now also energy and the others, fishing and all that, even lake transport, livestock development, because you can do ranches along the water bodies and so on and so forth. Then there's commercial activities, there are townships that will develop, there are road networks that would happen. So it becomes a very big complex.
The Pwalugu Multipurpose Dam is yet to be completed. Farmers in Pwalugu, Kurugu and Sariba have expressed disappointment in the delay in the construction. They express their frustration in accessing their land that was designated for the construction of the project and urge on government to come to their rescue. Meanwhile, government has hinted seeking external funding from the World Bank to completing this project. For Citi News, I am Christopher Kevin Asima reporting.